What's going on is Crass. Lesson 4. This is all about arrangement. Gonna take you to the top in terms of your knowledge about arrangement. This is gonna explode your beat knowledge. Gonna teach you some secrets, some tricks. We're gonna get all into it. So basically, we are starting with the same pattern, same project that we were working on, and I'm starting it this way just for a few reasons. Now, I could go in and just simply start arranging, but I just want to do a brief refresher and kind of give you a little bit of give you a little secret in the midst of that. So one thing that I like to do, and this is something you'll see a lot of industry producers doing, is basically keeping within the same sound that they have. So when Mustard was hot, you heard a lot of Mustard beats. When the Neptunes and Pharrell were hot, you heard a lot of Pharrell beats, and they used a lot of the same common elements. And you can't blame them. I mean, if you've got a formula that works, don't change it. I mean, at least not yet. Why, spend all that time developing a sound that the world loves only to abandon it right when they get used to it and they start loving it. Now, maybe if you're a true gene. I mean, even Prince. Like Prince had his sound that was very, just it was unique. But for sure, he had a certain sound and he used it producing for other people. So, real quick, we're just gonna do a brief refresher. I'm gonna show you how if I have something, and a lot of producers, if they have something that they like, instead of hitting, file new and starting over, instead they might just gut their current track that they're working on, save as a new thing. So for instance, new project. So for instance, I just named this Chosen Again because I feel like I've been chosen again to bring this FL Studio secret knowledge to you, and that's not a problem whatsoever. I love doing it, and I'm excited, and I'm real happy just to have the opportunity to bring this knowledge to you. So click Save As, and then you might do something like, save it as another beat. Just put, frame game. I don't know. Just making up whatever. So save it as. Oh, oh, the plugin is a demo version because I never got the Citrus plugin. It's still a demo version, so we ain't tripping about that. I do have the licensed version of FL Studio in case anybody was wondering. Definitely encourage you to go get it. And that's another secret in and of itself too. If you invest in your craft, you getting this product, you getting this course from me. If you simply by you investing in what you do, you're gonna get better at what you do because that means that you're putting a real investment into yourself, and nothing but good things can come out of you investing in yourself, investing in your knowledge, raising your knowledge, investing in your education, being a student of the game. You're going to be the one that's at the head of the class. You're going to be the one that's at the head of the game. While everybody else is trying to get by downloading stuff for free, cutting corners and stuff, that all plays into who they are, and it's a reflection of who they are, and everything that they do will be reflected upon that. Trying to get other people to buy their beats when they haven't even bought the software that they're using will be reflected. It's just an internal thing. So the more you can invest in yourself, and the more you could, literally invest in the products and the knowledge and the tools and the software and the kits and the sounds that will bring you to where you want to be in life, it's going to be a shorter road doing it that way than trying to take shortcuts that eventually won't leave you feeling the right way inside. I don't really know how else to put it, but just watch and you'll see. You're going to get beat sales as a result of doing this. You put in the time, you'll get the result. That's as easy as it's It's in the Bible, knock and the door will be open unto you. So this ain't no just, no marketing, no scheme, no nothing that. It's real. And a lot of people might overlook it because it's presented in a certain way, but you're smart enough to understand that invest in yourself, you'll get the return. So let me stop preaching, but something I'm passionate about. So yeah, we'll gut the sound. Arrangement. So we'll gut this project, save it as something new. We'll save it as something new first, then we'll gut it, and then we'll keep the same elements. We keep the same elements so that I'm just gonna delete this one. This is the citrus. We're gonna keep the same elements because we're then going to create another beat with it really quick. I'm just gonna do a refresher. I'm gonna delete all these in the playlist, and then we're going to create another beat, and it's going to have a similar sound, but it's going to be different. So we're going to select all of these, hold Control, hit X, and that's on pattern 1. So we're going to go up to pattern 2, do the same thing. We're going to hit Control and X. And pattern 3, same thing, hold Control and hit X. So basically, we've basically got a fresh beat. I'm going to keep the tempo the same because we do a beat in 160 and then we go do a beat in 100 and then we go do a beat in 120. You want to master one sound, one thing at a time. So then the more you do it, the more comfortable and familiar you are with doing it again after that down the road, months and years later. So let's just go ahead and master one thing at a time, one tempo, so to speak. So we're going to be right back at our 160. We're going to turn our tempo on, and I'm just going to do a real quick beat, and then we're going to get into arrangement. But I wanted to do this refresher in this lesson so that your game is on point. You get to learn a little bit more, get refreshed, and pick up some more secrets along the way. So here we go. Just kind of peep what I'm doing, and if you want to follow along, since you have the kit, you can. Hopefully you have Nexus, and I definitely wanted to use Nexus or just something that was an industry caliber VST so you can see and hear the difference versus using an FL Studio stock sound, which, there's just no sugarcoating it. It's just not the business. It's possible, but hey, we're in this to win it. You don't want to spend hours sound designing and tweaking, and the sounds don't really come that hot out the box. It is what it is. So we're using Nexus for a reason, and let's go into it. So, okay, pattern 1. We're going to turn the pattern on. So, I got a little bit of a kick sequence, and I'm cool with a kick rhythm. Right click on the actual channel and click cut itself. That's another secret. If you cut the kicks, it won't overlap. When you trigger the next one, it'll cut the original one. So that's good. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna layer another kick on top of it. We're gonna kill this metronome for a little bit. We're just gonna do the exact same thing with the second set of kicks. Give it more punch. We'll take the same snare. Oh, that was an accident. the 4. And then I'm gonna actually show you this little trick. You go to piano roll, and then you find the hats, and then right on the 2, we're gonna put a hi-hat roll. And the way we do the roll is we go down to the magnet, we go to 1/3 step, and then we use the paintbrush tool. Click on one of the small ones first so it stays small, and then enter it in there. Let me see. Okay, so this ain't, you know, like the hottest either or whatever, but so I'm gonna use the keyboard too on here so you can see the chords I'm playing. Something more jumpy. That sounds cool. Let me see if I can hit the record button and keep the same groove. Alright, let me see. So, another quick secret is if you do have a keyboard and you want to use the keyboard control, you just hit R. And that'll turn the recording on and off from your keyboard. But you have to have this one set to off, the typing keyboard to piano keyboard. So let me see. You can just turn the recording on, but then again you're gonna have to have this the loop excuse me, activated. So let me see what I can do. Again, it's all above, it's all ahead of the beat, so we already know we have to move it back. One thing we can do is hold control, hit A, and then back it up from here. But then remember, we're gonna have to use the magnet, click it to none, so that we'll have that slide. And you hear that skip? It's because this thing up here is activated. When you've selected this and it's activated, it's gonna cut right here. See, instead of, if you hold control and click, now it'll go all the way to the end of the 5th bar. See, like that. So we're gonna adjust all these. We're gonna move them back. Like, sometimes I just wanted to point this out, it's pretty hot. Like, the first note I did hit was this one right here on that C, but it actually didn't pick up when I was recording it and left the open space, which actually made the melody sound a little bit hotter, because open space and silence, there's nothing wrong with it, and actually it's a representation of music in itself, silence. So it starts off with nothing, even though I had played it in there, but I actually like it to be with nothing. So, you know, the style is real free. We always want to leave room for flexibility and creativity to pour in. So let's peep. And then again, we can use the control with the down key to move it all down an octave, and you'll see how it sounds. And I actually like that a little bit more than the highs. Sometimes as producers, we get into a tendency of making everything all high and shiny and swing, and like, you know, it's all, no, you gotta kind of keep things in the pocket. I mean, just, it's all personal preference, of course, but I mean, if we're chasing that industry sound, you gotta make noise, you gotta make beats the way your artists are gonna want to rap on them and make songs to. So I'm just showing you the ways. So from here, I would go and I would add another sound. And even pay attention to the notes that you hit the first time. So we got a D sharp, we got a G, we got a G, octave higher, we got a D sharp, a G, a C. You know, with that next sound, you know, you might want to like stay close to what those keys were, and maybe even, you know, like Control C right here, and then Control V right here. See what that sounds like, you know? And then maybe octave this one down. Maybe octave it down again. And then turn it down. Okay, so it doesn't really sound that hot to me, but I mean, it took 2 seconds to find out, right? That's what we gotta do. Mute stuff. Give stuff different variations. And that's how we find out what we got in the track. So for this one, I'm not going to keep it a piano. I'm going to change it actually. Maybe we'll do a arpeggio. See if it matches better. I'll try something else. Sometimes you just get a feel and a vibe for something, and you're just like, I can't really explain it, but I don't feel like using it, and that's the bottom line. That, so I'm just gonna run with it. You know, sometimes it's just immediate, and it's that same C minor chord. I mean, it's really, some people play all the black keys sometimes. You know, I'm gonna show you on the keyboard view, so you can get a chance to see it. We'll just click it right here. C, E flat, G. So and of course it's going to be above ahead when, because you've heard it. We didn't drop it this way. It just kind of goes ahead. I have to talk to ImageLine about that, see what we can do. Actually, I think it's a mixer setting. I think it's the setting right here, as a matter of fact. Playback, let's try that. Playback tracking, I switched it from driver to mixer. Let's see if that helps us. I think that actually does. You see how we can be late, but we can't be ahead. This is that whole playing out of that. So I'm gonna do a lead. mess up as soon as you start. But so I'm gonna record this, then I already know I'm gonna turn it down because it's just too loud. Messed up again. So like it's real easy. Like if you mess up, you just hit the space bar, you hold Control, hit Z, that'll undo it, and then hit the space bar again. You're right back in it. Workflow. So then to listen to it, and then that one trick I was talking about, how you take the filter. Sits better as a bass line, and it started out as a lead, you know, so just experiment. And then so if you want to do an octave, you hold Control and hit up or down, and if you want to do it by a half note, hold Shift instead of Control. So I'm going to try and find a different ending for this. Let it drag out a little bit more. And actually I'll make it lower, just test it. I kind of like that. So basically that brings us to the point in which we want to do some arranging. Actually, I played the melody into the first pattern, even though I said earlier to do it in the second. So I'm glad this came up. And basically, I'm always glad these situations come up, because it shows you like a real look on how producers approach this, and how nothing's like really perfect. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's like just black and white. Nothing's real. There's no, you know, like just magic bullet, like, here, take this pill and then your whole life will be better. Nah, it's not like that. It's real work. It's real figuring out. It's real homework to do. But the dope part is that once you get it, and this is what's key about why you got this course, once you get it, you have it forever, and nobody will be able to take it away from you. So basically, let's go there, and this will do Control X, which will cut it, and then we'll go to pattern 2, and we'll paste it right back in there, and then we'll put it on the playlist as pattern 2, and then pattern 1 will still be our drums, because we just cut the melody from this channel or pattern, which is pattern 1, so the drums are left. And then so what we can do in this first step of the arrangement process is name the pattern 1 drums, and we can name pattern 2 melody. So this is like an overall view. I mean, you could then dive deeper and take each of these individual tracks and make them their own pattern as well. Only reason why we're not doing that in this course, that's more of a advanced topic for the advanced course that I have. For now, I want you to understand all of this at the structural level and the conceptual level, so you understand everything that we're doing. So as you go through all these courses, your knowledge will progress in such a way that you understand the meaning and the reasoning behind everything versus strictly from uh, is it practical? Or, I don't know, strictly from the standpoint where you're just copying, like, what I'm doing. That, you want to strive for understanding, so we're at the pattern level, so that's why the light is on. So we have the drums and we have the melody. So arrangement. Basically, we want to create a structure with our songs, an intro, a hook, a verse, and then another hook, a verse, and then another hook, and then maybe a bridge and an outro. I mean, there's different song combinations, but we're actually going to just go over a very standard and very common one used in the music industry, so that out the gate you can play your tracks and people be like, he knows, that he knows what's going on. Like, so let's see. So the way we do it, a very easy way, is to take the drums out. This is going to be from the first 4 bars, but it's actually, I think, 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Yeah, each of these, since we're in double time, represents 2 bars. So each 2 bars represents 1 bar in the playlist. So these 4 cells, let's call them, equals 2 bars. So we took out the first one for the drums, and then for the melody, we're actually going to create another melody version. We're going to clone this so that we can take out this element right here to give it even a more pronounced intro sound. So we're going to do that by clicking up here, click Make Unique, which essentially makes this one right here that you've selected a duplicate of this melody. So this is essentially like almost like saying pattern 3. This is pattern 1, the drums, the melody is pattern 2, and then this is pattern 3. You can see it up here. Melody is pattern 2, drums is pattern 1, melody is pattern 2. Melody number 2, which is the duplicate we just created, is right here, which is number 3, and then the next one up is pattern 4. So double click, anytime you double click into the actual cell or block, it'll take us to that corresponding pattern. So through muting, we'll see what different combinations we have to make an intro. So that's not bad. So what we'll do is take this track and delete it, because we're in melody number 2, so it's not going to take it out of the whole song. It's just going to delete it from melody number 2. And then actually I can kind of hear it, but we're going to also move this over and make another, click right here once and then click here. That'll duplicate melody number 2. So we will let it play now for 4 total bars. Remember, each of these 2 cells equal 1. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So there'll be a 4-bar intro with no drums. Here we go. Let's hear how it sounds. I'll turn the metronome so you can hear it. 2, 3, 4, bar 4, 2, 3, 4, beat start. So that could be the intro right there. And then it starts, the melody, the rapping starts right there. We can just do it like that. Right here. This is where the verse would start. You see what I'm doing? I just deleted the melody, and then so I can put this melody number 3 in there. And if you noticed, in order to create this one. I mean, I guess I could have just taken this melody number 2 and placed it right here. I don't want to confuse you too much. I hope it's not confusing you, but basically, I think melody 2 and 3 are the same thing. Yeah, if you look at it, melody 2 and 3 are the same thing. So I didn't necessarily have to do that. What I did was I deleted the low lead that we have in there so that the verse could breathe and that the drums could just breathe with the melody without that muddy low end lead. And we're going to get into mixing, in another course, but basically, this, FL Secrets 101 is for you to make banging music, for you to make banging beats. And although mixing is important, it's very important. There's nothing that can happen without this element. So, we're gonna kick it off here. So let me start from the beginning so you can hear the intro. So I'm gonna turn that voice down anyway. Oh yeah, it's super high. I'm gonna do something right here. That was like a little break, but actually I meant to do it with the drums. So in hip hop you hear that a lot where they'll do a break in the beginning of the bar and it'll just be subtle. Actually I'm gonna have these so it snaps. I don't want it to just I don't want it to move like that. I'd like it to snap so that it's easy to move back and forth. We'll just have to do line, I guess, is it? Yeah. So I'll put the drums back and then we'll move it back one. So this is the way it'll sound. Yeah, a little break. It didn't really do it right there the right way, but it's almost. So what we have to do is actually count the bars. So the verse should be about 16 bars, and then the chorus, the hook comes right in after that. And in this instance, the hook is defined by the part where we will bring back in that sound, this low one right here, and I'll solo it so you can hear. This will be the distinction between the hook. The hook distinction usually is a number of tracks, but for this situation we're just gonna do this one to keep it simple, because again the hottest music is actually real simple, like 3 or 4 tracks at the most. And I shouldn't say at the most, but believe me, there are a lot of tracks out there that beats out there that you would be surprised at the number of tracks that it doesn't have. So we always want to operate from the less is more approach with music, because it's easy to stuff a whole lot of noise and mud into track upon track upon track, and then it's hard to see any defined structure. I mean, imagine, a girl who got on, 40 sweaters, you know what I'm saying, and versus one that got on a bikini, which one would you want to see? Feel me? So music is just like that. You don't want to have no extra sweaters on. You don't want to have no extra clothes. You want to feature what you want to feature. So for that, you can't be layering and caking on all kinds of makeup and shirts and all, and like, you know, clothes. So I kind of like that analogy. So yeah, um, let's go at it. So it's 4-bar intro, and then it's going to be 4-bar. It's going to be 4-bar intro without the drums. Then it's going to be like a 4-bar, you know, interlude, or like a half of a hook. And then that's 8 of the hook. And then what we'll do is, oh no, is that 2 bars? 1, 2, let me see. Where's my sound? My sound went away. Am I tripping? Oh, I'm tripping. Soloed. My bad. So, what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Yeah, so it's 4 bars. That's what I thought. 3, 2, 3, 4, bar 4. Okay, so it's 4 bars right here, and then 4 bars right here, and then the verse starts. So that's 8. What we'll do is we'll move it down here so you can see the distinction between verse and like the where the verses are versus the other things. And then we'll also double it. So the way I did this is another secret. Hold shift and then move it over, and that will actually now give us 16 bars. And then here is the hook area. We'll drag that right here, and then we'll double it to make it 8 bars. So that's an 8-bar hook. And you know, look what we got. So now we darn near have the structure of a song. If we just select all and go like this, and then so we got the half, like the bridge or half of the hook, and then the verse right here. Let's see, the verse right here, and then what we want to do is hold shift and then bring the verse all the way over here. That gives us 2 verses now, and then do it again, and that's 3 verses. So now we got 3 verses, we got 3 hooks, and if you want, you just double the hook. Let me bring that in closer so we can see. You just double the hook, and then, okay, so this is the drums up here, we all know that. This is like the drums channel. And then this is the melody channel. And then, so, this is the second hook right here. We can just gut the drums right here and then let it play out. So, I mean, if you really want to look at it, we just built an entire song from just the hook and the verse. Well, the first verse right here in the hook, and then we just duplicated that. We drug it, boom, boom, and then duplicated the hook to make it 8 bars, because you know how at the end of a song it kind of rides out, and then we gutted the drums, so then it gives you this effect. Kind of feels like the end, right? Uh-oh. And you might want to change this last one and then take this out. So then you'll let me hear it again. And that's it. And that's it, you see? This is a basic, it's a basic song structure. It's a basic arrangement of a song. 4-bar intro, 3, 2, 3, 4 bar 4, 2, 3, 4, like half the bridge. Hey, 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 like something. Then the verse starts. They're just busting. And also we can also take out other elements too, like the hats completely. Like I just took the hats out right there, and then they come back because of that. But then we might want to. That was whack, but just do it like for a longer time. So you can have fun with it. And you could be changing up the melody also. Make unique. All you gotta do is just make unique, and then like take out something. See? And then it goes back into our hook. And it got that sound in it right here. And we can add another sound to give the hook even more separation and distinction. I just wanted to go over again just the core so that you can build off this. Comes back into the verse. And actually when it comes back into the verse, we might want to take the drums out completely. I mean, they do that a lot. So it's like a break. So, there you have it. It's the song structure, the arrangement. And from here, you can get deeper. You know what I mean? You keep innovating, keep getting creative with it, trying new things, muting things like we had talked about, going to the mixer, muting different combinations. You're going to discover different arrangements that are gonna sound hot, so you're gonna be like, wait, I thought the beat was gonna be this way, but I throw in some mutes and figure out what's going on, and I like it way more. Like even with this song, the sound out entirely,